Hi, this is Brent Weinbach, and at one point in this episode, I mistakenly said that a show that Doug and I are doing already happened, but it didn't happen yet. The show is this Saturday, September 25th. It's called Doug and Brent Forever, and it's mostly going to be us showing some videos, and it's in an outdoor space, and we're going to be showing mostly some of our more well-known videos. So if you're familiar with our stuff already, you've seen this stuff before, but it's more about watching it with other people on a bigger screen, I guess, is sort of the idea behind it. Um, Actually, Mauricio from Rock and Pins is kind of the one organizing it, but it's at a place called Cine Lounge, and I guess you can get tickets at cinelounge.net. And it's in Hollywood, so it is a Los Angeles event. But yeah, that's happening this Saturday, and I thought that this episode was coming out the week after the show, but I was wrong about that. So just making that correction. One other thing to mention real quick is that my brothers wanted to mention something they forgot to mention. They have a podcast called Splitting Hairs with Max and Nicky, and yeah, that's that. So on with the show.
Welcome to the Poundcast. We got Brent Weinbach and DJ Doug Pound. That's me. That's how we do it. We're going to talk to Brent's brothers. They're twin brothers. And I guess they're not identical. They are, what do you call that? Paternal.
Fraternal.
Fraternal. They're in the same fraternity, but they are twins.
Yeah, they are in. They are jocks. They are sorority. They are fraternity jocks.
That's right. We're going to learn a little bit about them. We're going to talk to them. We're going to talk about some fun stuff. What did we talk about? Candy, or is that in the
We'll be talking about Amazon, all kinds of stuff. You know.
Yeah, we have some great ideas. Of course, this show is it's the Poundcast, but it really is the idea factory, and we have some ideas coming up. We do.
Man, we had a good jingle too. I mean,
we sing some jingles.
We really came up with a good
one. Stick around for that. It does remind me. Wait, what? It does remind me of the time when I almost joined the military. Did I tell you that when I was 18?
Yeah, you were thinking about joining the service.
I did, but then I got discharged.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was the discharge nocturnal or?
Well, there was a lot of that in my barrack. What is it called? Where do they sleep in the bunk?
Bunks in the bunks.
Dude, we were all 18. We were all discharging every night. I couldn't get any sleep. I was like,
you guys were always getting discharged.
Yeah, we were all having nocturnal emissions every night. We're all just like waking up, having these wet dreams every night.
Yeah, it sounds like a job for night riders.
And it was hard to keep my area clean with all that stuff going on. Every morning I woke up and your clothes are supposed to be perfect. Your bed's supposed to be tidy.
Yeah, this is
I kept trying to like keep my stains. So the sergeant came in and inspected. He kept seeing my stains. And
he said, "You joined the U.S. Night Riders for this?"
That's right. The newest Night Riders.
You listed in the
call back to last week's episode. Anyway, the sergeant comes in one day, and I snuck in some beef jerky into my. This was back in the day when I was eating beef jerky. Well, I mean, this was ages ago. That was all we had.
That was all we had back then.
I was so hungry with the food that they gave us. It was like the worst food. I snuck in some beef jerky. The sergeant's like, "Cadet, what the hell is this?" I said, "Sir, yes, sir, beef jerky, sir. Sorry." And he said, "Why do you want to eat this crap?" I said, "Sir, because vegan jerky hasn't been invented yet." He said, "That will never be invented, you little pea-brained twerp." And he goes, Did you bust a nut? did you bust a nut? He's like, now this I like. Now this I like. I'm like, Sergeant, this is not appropriate. He's what did you say to me, son? And I said, one day they will invent vegan jerky, Sergeant.
What did,
He goes,
what did him smelling this have to
like,
do?
are we talking about jerky or what did you call it?
Busting a discharge?
He's like, did you bust a nut? Or are we talking about jerky? What are you talking about, Private? I said, I'm out of here, dude. He's like, you're not dismissed. I go, I'm dismissed. I keep busting nuts in here. What am I supposed to do? I'm 18. I gotta go live my life, and hopefully one day my dream will come true. He goes, sounds like your dream came true last night. Smells like it. I go, Sergeant, I'm talking about my other dream. My other dream. I'm like, it's my other dream, Sergeant. My dream for there to one day be a vegan jerky. And here we are. Here we are, Brent.
Thing about this is
here we are 20, 40 years later, whatever time it is now.
He's smelling it. That's the funny thing.
He's like, smells like your dream came true, Private. I'm like, no, my dream of there to be a vegan jerky. And here we are in the 21st century. My dream came true. Lo and behold, Louisville Vegan Foods is here. And they sponsor this show, the Poundcast. And it's a miracle. My dream did come true. Those wet dreams did not come true. Sadly. But this dream did. And now we're sponsored by them. And you can go to LouisvilleVeganFoods.com right now and use the code word Poundcast and get 20% off. 20. Drop and give me 20% off. I went and found that sergeant. I said, drop and give me 20% off. He goes, you're discharged. I'm like, are you talking about my wet dream or am I?
You talking about a wet dream I had 20 years ago?
Yeah, you talking about my wet dream from 20 years ago or what? The hell? Anyway, so
the stuff is
bagged.com. It's good stuff. It's bagged in the US.
It's bagged in the US of A.
Yes, sir. They got all kinds of different flavors. You know the drill.
Shelf life of 9 months.
Yes, sir. These can be MREs. If you think about it, you know what an MRE is?
No.
I think it's a meal ready to eat.
Oh, okay.
Bringing it back to the military theme here. MRE. Let me look it up. Meals ready to eat. That's right. These are military style because you know what? They last 9 months. That's meals ready to eat. So go to LouisvilleVeganFoods.com. Support the Poundcast.
And that's an order.
That's an order. Use the code word Poundcast, and that's an order.
Actually, it's like this. I just bought 2 bags, and that's an order. I mean, it was an
that's
order.
An order. Now that's an order.
Now that's an order.
Now that's an order. All right.
I just bought 2 bags of vegan jerky from Louisville, Victoria, and now that's an order.
Now that's an order. We could probably. I've done a commercial for them. I could probably make a military style commercial.
How about we do this? Why don't we do a military style? You know what? We got to do a military video. Or we'll talk.
We'll pitch that to them. And that's one way to support this show. Another way to support this show is go to patreon.com/poundcast and sign up. And when you do that, you get all the bonus stuff where every episode has a bonus episode attached to it where we keep talking and it gets deeper and darker and fatter. That's called Poundcast After Dark.
Thicker.
It gets thicker. It gets wetter. And those are on Poundcast After Dark. The only way to get that is by going to patreon.com/poundcast. And let's see what's going on here.
Well, if you want to watch video of the show, you can go to youtube.com/the the Poundcast. And for those of you watching, if you want to listen to the podcast only, then you can go to Apple Music or wherever you get podcasts to listen to the show.
Wherever fine poundcasts are found. I think that's about it. We can get the show going, play the theme song that I did, and then we'll get on with the show. That's about it, right, Brent?
Sounds good. I mean, if you want to, we also, there's an Instagram account and a Twitter account, the Poundcast is those.
Yeah. I assume you all follow Brent and I on social media.
Yeah, well, Brent Weinbach Comedy is me on Instagram, and Twitter is Brent Weinbach, and Doug is Doug Pound on all his stuff with 2 G's.
That's right. I don't really post a lot on the grid. I do stories. I do a lot of fun stories. That's where I do my social media art.
You're a storyteller.
I'm a storyteller. All right, let's get on. Let's talk to your brothers. Identical twin brothers
who are comedians and musicians.
Impossible to tell apart.
You'll find out.
You're going to find out all about that when we watch the show. And that's coming up right
about
now.
Roll the clip, please.
Roll the clip.
Doug and Brent talking to each other. Doug and Brent, what will they talk about today? Doug and Brent are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends. And Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast.
Welcome to the Poundcast. Shit. Here we are with Brent Weinbach, my co-host. Hi, Brent.
Hi. We're doing the intro right now, or we're doing?
Oh no, we'll just do that after.
We'll do that after. Whatever you want to do.
You want to do the intro now?
It's your world.
I don't know about these brothers, but they got to go somewhere.
Maybe.
Oh, should we get off the thing?
No. We usually record.
Well, this is something you shouldn't talk about right now, Brent, when I start recording.
I know. Why don't we just start over, actually?
Well, are we doing the intro now or not?
Why don't you just do the intro afterward?
That's what we always do. We always do that. And then Brent's asking, now how are we doing it now? Okay.
Well, it sounded like you were welcoming me as if like we were starting the intro. Let's just start over.
In 4. Welcome to the Poundcast, Max and Nicky Weinbach. Now we got, if you're looking at the screen, we got Nicky on the left and Max in the red. Because people might not know which one's which. So, by the way, I always thought you guys were identical twins because I'm twin blind and I can't tell. Brent seems to think that you guys look so different.
You
look pretty. To me, you look pretty close to.
Right now, we look pretty close.
I mean, usually when I see you guys, you're wearing the same outfits and everything. We're at a show or something, and you do, wear almost an identical suit or something.
Well, we do.
So I'm thinking like you guys are identical twins. They got to be identical. Brent says I recently learned that you're not identical.
Well, last night we were at the show and people were saying that we're just meeting us. They're like, you guys are fraternal twins, right? They were saying they didn't think we looked exactly like, they think we looked, like brothers, but they definitely could tell us apart.
Who said that?
Well, this guy who hadn't seen us since college came to the show last night.
Okay, well, that's somebody that you already know from college.
But actually, somebody we met, that we did a show the other night, and they came up to us and they said that. They were like, oh, you guys must be fraternal, right? Because you guys look different.
But I'll give you that when we are wearing our suits, part of that is to help exploit the twin factor, though.
So do you identify as identical?
No.
Why not? Yes, Brent.
They even had someone come up to them and ask them, so how'd you guys meet?
Yeah. That was
somebody after we got off stage one time, somebody came up to us and was like, so how'd you guys meet each other? And we thought, Oh, you must have not even been paying attention to the act.
Because we were like doing like specifically talking about being twins on stage, actually.
But
I mean, you have on your voice is pretty darn similar. Like you sing songs where like one person switches. I know Brent you grew up with them since they were born, so you of course the
I mean,
difference.
truth
What
be
if we did a
told,
blind taste test and Brent closed his eyes and you guys said the same thing?
Doug, you may not believe this because you're so twin blind, but I would say half people think we look pretty different, and half people think we look pretty
They
similar.
don't think we look pretty different. They think we look somewhat different.
Yeah, they can definitely tell us apart. And then there's half the people that think we look very much alike.
Okay, well, half. That's a lot.
I
I'm not
actually
like this minority. Okay,
I would actually
half.
Maybe I would say it's like 60-40 in favor of the we look different.
Well, do you guys know about facial blindness though? You know, some people actually have that where they can't recognize faces, and that's it. That's the thing. Like of all things in their life that they're not able to recognize, it's faces that they're not able. They have to learn who the person is through voices and stuff like that. It's a real psychological disorder.
I don't have that. I know I know I'm not face blind. I'm just twin blind. It's okay.
Well, if you're
No,
looking
I'm not
at us,
saying you are.
you're looking at us
I
both
identify
right now.
as twins too. So
You're looking at both of us right now. You can't tell the difference.
my pronoun is we. I'm twins. Oh well, I mean yes. Now of course the eyes are different. Okay, but there's a lot of similarities going on. The voices are very similar. Now when you're singing songs together, you're in the exact same. Like even that thing where you're doing the Jaws bit last night, you picked right up and did the. Da-da. Okay, go ahead, Brent. Shoot me down. Trash my opinion.
I'm just going to say that one difference you can notice between their voices is that Max, his voice sounds a little more like this, and I'm exaggerating, and Nicky's is more like this. So there's from Nicky and for Max. I'm exaggerating it so that you can hear the difference more, but that's how it is.
Yeah, but as
So
far
Max
as
has more of a Chicago influenced accent, and Nicky is more from
West Coast,
the Bronx.
from the Bronx.
Wait,
So-
why don't we get you to say the same thing and try to, what would be a sentence that you guys could say?
Check
What's
this
up,
out.
Pimples?
Max's hand is right here in my
How
screen.
about what's up, Pimples? Welcome to the Poundcast. And I know your mics, you have different mics and volume, so I'm
we
gonna
actually have the same mic. We're both using Sennheiser's, the same exact model.
Let me ask though: is Nicky has a pop filter on his mic? Does that make a difference or no?
You're fine. Say
all right,
welcome
so-
just say welcome to the Poundcast. This is Brent's brothers, and Brent will close his eyes, and I'll point which one of you to.
Closing.
Ready?
Well, our screens are set up differently than your Doug's.
Yeah, but I'm sure you guys will.
Okay, all right, I got
it
it.
doesn't really matter which one's which.
Okay, point right now. Welcome to the Poundcast, Pimples. This is Brent's brothers.
Do you want me to tell you who that is?
Welcome to the Poundcast, Pimples. This is Brent's brothers.
Okay, do you want me to tell you who spoke first and second? Those were
Yeah.
both Doug. He was just doing an impression of both of you.
Okay, who is first, Brent?
No, it was Nicky and then Max, obviously. Now let's try that again. But Doug,
I want you guys to
first.
try to do an impression of each other and see if you
All
can.
right. Well, see
if you can stump Brent.
Okay, I'm closing my eyes.
I'm also sitting back, so that's kind of helping.
It don't matter.
Give it. It actually does. Actually.
Okay, whoever I'm pointing at does the opposite one.
Welcome to the Poundcast with Brent Weinbach.
Welcome, Pound Pimp.
Oh wait, with
Oh, hold on.
sorry.
You start over
Somebody
again.
said
Start
that
over again. Start over again.
Welcome to the Poundcast, Pound Pimples.
Welcome to the Poundcast, Pound Pimples.
It's just obvious, you know. You really want me to answer this? It's
Yeah,
so
who was
obvious.
first?
It was Max and then Nicky.
No, it was the opposite. They stumped you. They're very good.
Let me try, Doug. You close your eyes. Let's see.
I
what
want to close
happens
my. I want to do Brent. Wait. Okay, I close my eyes.
Okay. Now I'm going to point to one of them first, and then you say, welcome to the Poundcast. Okay. Welcome to the Poundcast, Pimples. Welcome to the Poundcast, Pimples.
Brent, did you do both of those?
I mean, what is that your final answer?
I think you did the first one, Brent.
Uh-huh. The second one was who?
You.
It was. You got it. All right, let me try that again.
Well, it's the quality of your audio is different too.
Well, it was like so clearly different than what they just did, you know?
Okay, fine. One more. Close your eyes.
Welcome to the Poundcast, Pimples.
Welcome to the Poundcast, Pimples.
Wait, was that,
Yeah.
was that both Max? Wait. Max and then Nicky?
No.
Opposite?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Well,
There's definitely a difference between the way we sound.
Does it sound? Let me ask you. If I go like this, welcome to the Poundcast, Pimples. Do I sound different if I'm down here? Welcome to the Poundcast, Pimples.
nah.
No, they're the same.
Now look, I got some stuff to talk about here. Okay, let's get into it. How about
Let's
that?
get into it.
Well, what do you mean? We've gotten into it. That was a fun game. We got into
Well,
it.
no, I know, but let's get into this other topic that I've been dying to address since a few days ago. It's about this new. This is going to sound kind of. I don't know. This is going to sound a little far fetched. Okay, let me just preface that. But once you hear all the details, you might not think it's. So
Are you going to talk about a frisbee and a dog?
Exactly.
Far-fetched.
It concerns the new Cinderella movie. Has anybody seen the billboards or the preview for the new Cinderella movie? Do you know anything about it, Doug?
Is this a documentary about the band Cinderella? The hair band from the 80s?
Yeah.
Well, it's
No,
actually
sir.
it's about Spinderella.
Oh,
From,
I would
uh,
see that.
You know-
Cinderella, there was a band, right? I have to just look that up. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a hair band.
Of course. I mean, Cinderella. I knew a guy whose dad worked with them.
Okay, so what's your beef with this new Cinderella thing?
Not even so much a beef, but I think this new Cinderella movie, I think it kind of stole from me. You know how
Oh.
people steal from us, you know?
All the time.
Well, I kind of think that this new Cinderella, they didn't quite steal, but I think they used from me. And let me explain
They
how.
used me.
Did she say couscous and stick her tongue out?
Well, yeah, could be. I haven't watched the whole movie, so that could happen. But basically, 4 years ago, I recorded this thing called, they had comedians write these fairy tales. It was for Audible, and it was a series called Bedtime Stories for Cynics. And they had comedians write and perform these fairy tales, and they could be original stories, or you could do a sort of, a take on an old classic,
Brent,
And
did
so-
you, by chance, did you do this at Sketchfest?
No, that was something else. That was the competitive erotic fan fiction thing. That was something else where,
Just as a tangent, real quick.
yeah,
Remember that show Mighty Boosh?
Noel Fielding, yeah.
Well, yeah, I went to Sketchfest and I was in I was in like a cab, because they pick up the artists from the festival, drive them around to their shows, and Noel Fielding was in my cab, and we were just having small talk, and I mentioned that I'm doing a show with you, and he was like, "You know him? I saw him do he was blown away. Like he was ready to write fan fiction about you. He was just like, he wouldn't shut up about you. That was like the best thing he's ever seen was your fan fiction reading. It like blew his mind. And I kept like, he didn't see my act. I was like, well, you should come to our show tonight. I'll be performing. He's like, yeah, but that thing that Brent did, who is he? What is he like? Like he wanted to know everything. And I'm like, well, watch Poundhouse. I don't know. Check that out. He just like,
I remember that year.
believe.
We went to see that, and after the show, Noel Fielding was going up to the other comedians on the show in the lobby, and we're saying, "Hey, did you watch Brent's erotic fan fiction set? That was great!" Like in front of the other comedians that were on the show too.
He's only talking about your set.
Yeah.
Hey, well, that's nice.
Brent, what was that? Can we get a taste of that?
I have the recording actually from that.
Can't you just do a little reading of it?
Well, I don't have it written. I mean, I had it, you have 10 minutes or something to write the story.
Oh, you just wrote it there on.
I wrote it on a piece of paper, with.
It was very funny.
But it had a similar vibe to the Caramello thing.
Well, okay, here, that's what I'm getting at. It was similar to what I did for Audible, which what I was getting to was, okay, look, I'll play that eventually. Maybe I'll play a taste of it if I can find it. But
okay, so let's go back to you.
That was about the wizard. That fan fiction thing that Noel Fielding saw was Wizard of Oz. But anyway, that was randomly picked by the audience. But anyway, going back. So I did this thing. So you write and perform this thing for Audible. It's a fairy tale of, you can create an original thing or do a take on a classic. And I picked Cinderella, but I called it Caramello. And there's things about this that I feel they took and you use. I don't know. Okay, so my Cinderella story is a sort of modern and somewhat urban spin on the Cinderella story, and I feel like this new thing has that. It certainly is a kind of a modern spin, even though it does seem to take place in a fairy tale world. They're using a lot of modern expressions and stuff, right? And then also my story made the fairy godmother a man, and probably it's not explicit, but probably maybe he's a gay man too. And this new Cinderella, the fairy godmother, is a gay man. Okay, and then also even though I never specify these kind of things because I don't really think it's pertinent, but one could infer that the characters or some of the characters are Latina or Latino in my story. Well, the main character of the new Cinderella is Latina. So, okay, those are some, you're thinking, okay, well, whatever. That's not really, still not buying
Brent,
it.
Here's off top. I'm thinking, whatever. In this day and age, things are more inclusive. They want to get more gay characters. They want to get more Latina, Latinx characters.
Oh, you mean Latinx?
Latinx. They want to put Latinx in there. And
okay,
this is just the era we're in. So that can be a total coincidence.
Sure, it could be.
Don't be calling your lawyer yet.
Sure, it could be. No, my lawyer would. You'll see why. It's not a lawyer case. So, part of Audible is owned by Amazon. Okay, so it was made for the thing that I did was made for Amazon. This is
Bezos.
What?
Oh, Bezos.
Yeah, Bezos.
Bezos. What did he rename? What if he renamed his website Bezos? They redid all the ads, all the logos for everything. Sorry, keep going. We'll talk about that after.
That's a good idea. So this new Cinderella is an Amazon original movie. Okay, wait.
Oh,
it
so
doesn't
you
end.
can't even sue them because they own it from the beginning.
Here's where the clincher. This is the clincher. When signing the contract for the Audible thing that I did. By the way, if anyone wants to check it out, I released it as I made a video of it recently, and it's on the YouTube and it's on Instagram. And I added kind of pictures to it. It's called Caramello, and if you want to hear it, but the whole version is actually on. It's this bedtime stories for cynics on Audible or Amazon, and it's the host of it is Nick Offerman. But well, I'll explain this in a second. But I'll explain that in a second. But sorry, I'm lost a little bit lost.
And it's
my
called
train of thought.
Caramello.
Yeah, no, that's not what I was saying. Anyway, oh no, in the contract,
No, you were
they
saying
said that if they said that they could use whatever you submit or whatever I wrote for this or whatever I did for this. Amazon has the right to develop it and use whatever they want from it. That was in the contract, you know?
And you don't have to be involved at all, even.
Right. So originally I was going to submit an original story. And when I was made, when they made me aware of that, made sure I knew that, I thought, well, I don't want to give them this original idea. So I'm going to I'll just do a take on Cinderella because, well, that's a story they can't really take from, I mean, they can't really do anything from that. It didn't occur to me that there were elements that I did change or do about, the version of Cinderella that I did that they could actually use. So anyway, I did that. And, lo and behold, who knows, maybe it could be totally a coincidence, but it seems like, hey, 4 years ago, I did this thing where they said they could use this stuff and it's legal. And then it seems like maybe there were elements that they used. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just saying they might have used my thing, and it's legal, but it's kind of interesting.
Well, you got to watch these contracts, or I
No,
hope you at least got. I hope you at least got some payment for the first thing you did.
I mean, I did, but I did. It wasn't a ton of money. It wasn't.
It wasn't shit.
that's the deal with a SNL. If you submit a packet to them, they even if they don't hire you, it says when you send the packet, like they have the right to use the ideas that are in the packet.
I think
Also,
I think all TV shows are like that. Actually, if you're submitting,
and actually, if you even if you do a podcast that's not related, they have the right to use stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
Have you guys seen a picture of Jeff Bezos in the 90s?
No.
It's like a very different guy, He's like not dressed very well, and it seems like he had a complete makeover from the Queer Eye guys.
Let's look it up real quick.
While you're looking that up, I'll just say the reason there's little slightly different versions of the Caramello story is because they wanted it to have a little bit of a darker, sort of cynical thing on the Audible thing, and so the story I made was pretty silly all the way through. So I tacked on this ending that made it seem like there was a crime involved and stuff in the story. That's why that there's this sort of tacked on ending of the thing you might hear on Audible. But if I kind of cut that out of the version that I put out on, myself.
Well, back to Obezos, I think that would be I don't know why Amazon doesn't get into fast food. They could do a McDonald's competitor called Obezos.
Oh, this is going to transition really well into this other topic I wanted to talk about.
And Obezos is just, you got these hot food trucks driving all around. This is an evil company, so they would look like a taco truck, but like you can just order it and your burger would show up in a minute because they're just circling. The food's ready, pretty much ready made at any time. Obezos. No more waiting in the drive-through. No more going in there. Obezos will come right to you. You think that's a good idea?
That's like Domino's. You know about these Domino's?
it's like ice cream
self-delivery
trucks.
things?
It's like an ice cream truck. but it's all like you just get it right away.
Instead of the ice cream man, there could be the Obezo man.
Yeah. They got ice cream too. They got it all.
They'll sell napkins for 25 cents each.
I kind of like the ice cream trucks in my neighborhood. They're so like busted with like hand-drawn Mickey Mouses on them and stuff.
Do you get
And
ice cream from them?
they just seem but they just seem like such a relic, like
When's
like
the
you
last
just-
time you got ice cream from an ice cream man?
When's the time you licked an ice cream?
I looked at ice cream like 2 or 3 days ago. I love ice cream.
Ah,
The ice
What's
cream
your-
truck, I don't really I don't know. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to do it.
We
What
used
do I
to
do? Am I going to wave that guy down as an adult and be like, yeah, this is for me? So
Well, because we live in New York and we see these Mr. Softies all the time around, and in the middle of the summer, it seems very tempting to get something from them.
when we were younger, we would go to Beeman Park in Studio City, and the ice cream man there he was always trying to get money out of you somehow. He did charge for like napkins and band-aids. And like,
Band-Aid.
Right,
like
our
we,
friend-
one time Nicky scraped his leg and we were just like, do you have a band-aid? And he's like, yeah, that'll be 25
Two for 25
two
cents.
for 25 cents. It's like he had no concern for the kid.
Yeah,
that
I was
himself,
hurt.
hey man, this guy's just he can't be giving away free band-aids all day. He's gonna be out of business.
You know who created the jingle for Band-Aid? I'm stuck on Band-Aids because Band-Aids are stuck on me. You know who wrote that?
Alan Thicke.
No.
I know-
Rob
I know
Zombie.
Wait, Doug, do you know?
I know the answer.
That sounds like a song. That sounds like a different song. Dun, 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 dun.
You're thinking.
No, I'm not thinking of Angel in the Centerfold by Jay Giles Band. I'm thinking of another commercial. But yeah, I don't think I know the Band-Aid song. Who wrote it? Did Band-Aid
Barry
write
Manilow.
it? Band-Aid.
Band-Aid.
That whole group of
Band-Aid.
musicians
Yeah.
wrote that.
The group of what?
Band-Aid, the
Oh, right.
Bob
The group of musicians.
Bob
yeah,
Geldof
right.
group.
Oh, Barry Manilow wrote that, huh?
Barry
Barry
Manilow.
Manilow, yeah.
You want to know what else he wrote? He
What?
wrote the State Farm Insurance theme song. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dude,
That
I
one.
could write a jingle.
Didn't he
I
also
can't
do
write a
Gold-
whole song too well, but I could write a jingle that would just be a hit, catchy tune. You give me
Didn't
any product, let's write a jingle.
Didn't he
All
also do
right.
Goldfish?
I don't know about that. Oh, maybe he did.
I
Um,
love fishes because they're so delicious. Ah, goldfishes.
I don't know about that.
How about write a theme song for Obezos?
I have a
Yeah, write a theme song.
I have
for
like a
Oasis.
small little jingle kind of a thing for cranberry juice.
Our trucks are driving around and they're hot. Oh, Bezos. Maybe that last note is a little too minor, but
Oh,
No,
our
check
it's
out.
trucks, our trucks are driving around and they're hot. Oh, Bezos burgers. Easy. Give me the $1 million. Let's go.
Well, Max, do your cranberry juice one.
This could be for like Ocean Spray or something like that. You get like some opera singer and he's like, I want a cranberry juice.
Here, give me a product. I'll do it. I'll give you a theme song.
Oakley glasses.
Those are shades.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I wasn't sure.
But you got to
It's
know, I guess,
sunglasses,
because
you
you
call
want to you need some lyrics. You need at least a little bit.
No, okay. When it's too bright, I keep it tight with Oakley. Yeah.
How about this one? Keep those eyes in the dark, bitch. Don't let me.
It's a rap song.
No, it's
never
like
hear
it's all
rap
about you don't
jingles.
want people to see where you're looking. I look to the left. I look to the right. You don't know. I keep my eyes in the dark, fool. With my Oakley shades, fool.
It's
I
like
look
this.
cool, and you don't know where I'm looking, fool.
It's like this. Yeah, right. I look to the left. I look to the right. I keep my eyes tight. I look cool. You look like a fool. Oakley shades.
I'm checking you out with
Well,
my Oakley shades.
It should be something like, I got it. It should be, I look to the left, I look to the right. I look tight, and I got it made in the shade. Oakley's.
I don't
It's
know.
got to be more hardcore than that.
But why don't we make a song here? We're just kind of
Yeah.
reciting.
No, I was
poetry.
just kind of going. I was
Poetry
going-
right here.
Make it a
gotta
haiku.
Look to the left, look to the right, looking upstairs, and I gotta be tied with my Oakleys.
I look to the left, I look to the right, I'm looking upstairs, and everything's all right. I'm putting on my shades because I got it made. I don't know.
I got it. I got it. I look to the left. I look to the right. I look at your body. It looks real tight, but you can't see where I'm looking tonight. Oakley's.
How about this? I got the theme
It's
song.
funny
for
because we
Oakley.
came up with this idea where you look to the left and look to the right.
It goes like this.
It's like that's how it has to start.
I'm trying to just get the melody only. Here we go.
Okay.
Oakley's.
That's pretty good.
It
Yeah.
totally doesn't
You could
match.
have,
'cause
like,
there's such
you
a
could have
cyber
monks.
like sports brand, you know. It doesn't. Oh, please.
No, this is the poster. It's like some monks wearing shades.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and they're singing. Oh,
That's actually funny. It's Oakley's. They put them on.
Right.
They're
Wait,
That's
hold on.
right.
Let's
That's
all do
right.
it. Let's all do it
together.
together. Let's all do it
they're all
together.
doing
so it sounds
Gregorian
like-
chant, you know.
so
We
do
should
it.
all do it together so you can get an idea what the
I mean,
commercial
I
is
think
like.
because the Zoom thing, it's gonna probably cut us.
Oh.
Well, someone's gonna get cut out, but
Oh,
we
maybe
can
try it.
Let's try. Let's
We
try.
can try it.
Wait, I'll do it. Well, constant. One.
Oakley's. I think that's the one right there.
Okay,
It's-
so there's a bunch of monks, right?
There's a bunch of
Like Gregorian chant style monks. Wherever that's from. Where's
Yeah.
that? Where is that from? I don't know.
Gregoria.
Gregorian chant is
They're from
Gregoria.
Gregoria,
They're from Gregoria. From the land of
country
Gregor-
that Greg founded.
They're
a
from
man
the
named
land of
Greg.
Gregoria. Yeah.
There was a
King
man
Greg.
named Greg. He founded Gregoria, and there's these monks in a castle.
the
It's
first
dark.
monk.
It's dark, right? They wake up. It's just a weird, quiet commercial.
Old
And
Greg.
They
Old
all
Greg.
walk out into the bright sun,
they sit
Then
down
they
and
go-
get ready to meditate, and they're like in
but the sun hits them in the eye, and then they go, "Oh, please."
That's right.
I just like to imagine a big line of all these
Right.
these
Well,
monks.
I like.
You know?
I like
they're
the
wearing
big-
their robes and stuff, and then they get their glass and they put their glasses on at the very end. You know,
right.
Oakley's.
And then like there's like a different commercial with the Dalai Lama or something like that.
I just thought of a kind of I got a nasty version of it too.
Well, we should do hardcore ads with jingles. That's what we can upgrade this bit to, Brent.
Well, I have a whole, not just an ad idea. Well, I'll get to this later, but I have a whole business idea that I think could be really good for us to start, or not just us, but somebody to start. Someone will steal this probably, but I don't know if you want to hear about that now, or do you want to?
Let's hear about it. Obezos?
It's similar to what you were talking about with Obezos. Not really. I was talking about it recently with my uncle, how the first time I ever flew in a plane, I had airplane food. I thought it was really good. You know, I remember I had lasagna, and for dessert there was a brownie. I thought it was good. You know, I was 7 years old. That was the first time I went on a plane.
Where were you
It
flying?
was to Florida, and
Oh, you went to Florida when you were 7?
yeah.
Because we went to Florida when we were 7.
Is that? Oh, that's right. That's weird. What
Yeah.
a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, they weren't even the boys were not around at this point. But anyway, so I was thinking, what if we created a restaurant that sells airplane style food?
Yeah.
You know, and you get the airplane experience, so the seats can even be next to each other, and they serve it on trays and stuff. And I mean, it can feel like you're sitting in an airplane also. And
That
the
sounds-
waiters and the waitresses can be dressed like stewards and stewardesses,
like
and
flight
they-
attendants. Yeah.
and they come up, and it's kind of like you get a whole airplane experience, but obviously it's not in the air. But the food is airplane style food. Imagine
That's
that.
a great idea.
I feel like it's the kind of gimmick that I feel could make a lot of money or something.
It'd be funny if at one point they come down like what would be kind of like an aisle, and they're like, "Oh, you have to put your tray back up. We're experiencing turbulence."
Yeah, they're
They
Well,
make
yeah,
you like,
at the end of your meal, they like ask you to put it up.
right.
Well, you can get the turbulence experience, which
Yeah.
they basically can vibrate your seat in a way, or
They can
move
vibrate your seat.
and it can shake you around. And they have barf bags too if you want to barf your stuff up afterwards.
the other night we were on the airplane. There was a lot of turbulence at one point, so much so that I kind of gripped the sides of my chair tightly.
It was giving me like butterflies in the
It
stomach.
made me feel like uneasy.
It was the
like,
most turbulence I've ever felt.
Anyway,
I hate
that's
that.
I'm just thinking, hey, this could be. I feel like this could be a real gimmick of a restaurant that it would get buzz. I think it could get a lot of press and it's for people who like airplane food. And then, it comes out in the little kind of TV dinner style tray. I don't know. This could be kind of cool.
when we went to Egypt, the airplane food there that we had for breakfast, the eggs, those were good. Those are really good. I mean, they were like some of the best eggs I ever had, right? Right, guys?
They were pretty good.
Max?
Yeah.
Were they
So-
camel eggs?
No, they were Camel Light eggs.
They were caramel eggs.
They were caramello eggs.
They were Cadbury eggs.
So
Yeah,
the
they're
food comes
Cadbury
out
eggs.
in a little tray,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Maybe a little aluminum thing. And you take
Aluminum.
the top off, and it's like steaming. It's like all equally hot, right?
I would say it would be well made airplane food. Yeah.
I think it should be just not even well made, just whatever they do on the airplane. Maybe you can get the different levels. Like, oh, you know what? I want
Can I order the first class?
can I get
There's
the
the-
American flight from Chicago to Indianapolis, or
that's funny.
that's too close. Can you give me the Portland to LA? Like, I just need a snack, or I don't know.
Right. That's funny.
Yeah.
They're named. That's how the dishes are named. They're named
Yeah.
on the root of after the
root.
roots.
Right.
Oh, no.
And then
I
it's like,
like it-
New York to Paris. Oh yeah, that's a nice meal.
Oh,
But
oh,
like
and then there's like an international one too.
but like it's the Delta New York to Paris is going to be different from the United New York to Paris.
right.
Yeah, all the different airlines are represented. You got Qantas. You can get a nice
Oh,
You can get
Australian flavored
Get
meal.
Air Tahiti Nui.
you can get what's the one that's what's the German one? Lufthansa.
Yeah.
Lufthansa.
yeah, man. These are great ideas too. It's international cuisine, but I like or you can go to different sections of the restaurant. You can go to the international section and get all that stuff. And what would be cool is if they found people from the different countries to be the waiters and waitresses, and they could be, they can play that up too and stuff. Go ahead, Max, go first.
I was gonna say when you're waiting for your table to be ready, if like you're in line, it could be like the diplomats club kind of thing or something like that. You know how you're waiting for your flight to go onto a flight?
Or you
You know
could
what I'm
be
talking
like you're
about?
at a gate. It could be a terminal kind of
It
thing.
could be like that, but if you pay extra, you can like get in the diplomats club or something
Sure.
like that.
And Doug?
Well, they can have the Spirit Airlines, and you just get no food. But like, you could bring your own food, but they'll charge you. They
You're just there
charge
for
you
the experience.
carrying on your own food. Yeah,
That's what will fund the restaurant is all the Spirit customers.
yeah.
It's
And,
like
and the seats are really uncomfortable, and the person is really close to you, and the tray is also really small. And you know what'd be cool, Brent? Another thing for this restaurant, you could watch movies on the seat in front of you while you're eating, and
Or
talk
how about-
it's dinner and a movie right there.
Or
or you could play
could-
chess.
Or
on
we
it.
could do it where, I mean, this is inspired by when they did have meals on domestic flights, which they don't anymore, So it could be the kind of thing where the movie is playing in the front or it's one of those big screen ones. Just there's only one screen. Isn't it kind of crazy how on planes we used to watch movies? If you were sitting in the back, you could barely see that screen. I mean, how are you supposed to see that screen?
There's one in the there's usually like one in the aisle,
Well,
like on one monitor. Like I've had that not too long ago where it was like a communal monitor that's just playing something, and it's like you have the choice to look up and watch it, what everyone else is watching, or not.
right. But before that,
But before
they
that,
had the
they had like
monitor,
one screen.
They only had one screen that was
No,
in
but
the
it was like
front.
an actual screen that pulled down. or
Yeah, on
something
the
like that.
wall, right?
On the
Yeah,
wall.
right behind the bathroom.
This was before
Yeah.
they had those smaller
Right.
screens that were. I'm not talking about on the seat, but what you're talking about, Doug. How
That came down from
every 10 aisles or whatever they'll have a TV screen, but it used to be just one screen to rule
I
them
know.
all.
Yeah, right. I'm behind the bathroom.
I
like you
remember
said.
we had that kind of big screen that you're talking about when we went to Florida when we were 7, and I remember we watched Quiz Show.
I remember before that. I don't know how old you guys are, but I remember getting on a plane, and there wasn't even a movie. It was just sort of like a magic show, or sometimes
just
there
a-
would be like shadow puppeteer, kind of kneeling down with a candle. He would
Well-
do a little story up there.
I mean, I can't really beat that. I was gonna say, I remember back when they didn't have a movie; it was just kabuki theater. They just did live kabuki.
Is that the Japanese?
Yeah, it's Japanese. Well, that
actually-
was on ANA when I was like.
That would be
wow.
cool.
That would be really cool.
That
Well-
actually would be maybe more entertaining than a movie.
Actually, I remember before that you'd be sitting in a circle, and there'd be a campfire.
Just thinking
And-
that.
There would be like an elder would be telling a story, and we would just sort of sit there
Well,
by the fire.
Well,
I actually remember even before that, they would it would be an experience where you were in a cave and they would just draw symbols on the rocks,
and then you learn a story from
and
that.
you learned a story from that.
Well, I was actually going to say that, but I was going to say, yeah, it was there wasn't anybody doing anything live. It was just there, they didn't.
Yeah,
have
I
any
was gonna
live
say that.
performers. It was just there, and
It was there.
You could just admire these different.
Right.
I
it
was going to
just
say
there.
that too. I was going to say
Every
that
time you
too.
got up to go to the bathroom, you could check out the wall real quick.
Or you could check it out from your seat too.
Well, if you were far in the back,
if
you
you're
couldn't
far in the
see it,
back, you'd like with the movie screen,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to see it as well.
Well, yeah, I remember those days. Whenever there's a shadow puppet show or something, I would have my Victrola man. It's like a Walkman Victrola. You have to like keep turning it.
A
It's like
Victrola man.
the little one, and you go like this. Or just
Oh,
listen
right,
to my
right,
music.
right. You had to bring your little mini whatever.
Or you can do like a
Milli cylinder.
No, but they gave them out to you, but you had to
a cylinder,
pay
like a
something-
piano roll or something like
You had to
that.
pay
My old
something to
piano
use the
roll.
device.
Right. They would give you your own horn. They're like horns, for the mini Victrola.
Right.
Horns. And they're all like individually wrapped.
Yeah, they're in,
Right. But then you have to turn them in afterwards.
Right.
They reuse them and they don't clean them actually.
Remember this? Remember how headphones on airplanes used to be these plugs that were these kind of plastic plugs that were thick, and they
The two prong.
tubes. They were two prong.
I think I have
these
one right
kinda-
here.
They still
tube
have
type.
that actually. They still have that on some airplanes.
I don't think so.
Do you
The
remember
two
when-
prong? Yeah, they do.
No, they weren't metal though. They were made out of plastic or rubber or something like that, and the holes were big.
I don't
They
know
were
if you-
metal, Brent. The prongs. That's not
No.
sound doesn't travel through.
Sound doesn't travel.
Right.
Yeah, it's
No,
not conductive.
It
I don't
seemed
know
to
if you
travel
guys
through-
remember, but even before that, before they had the two prong thing, they just used for headphones. They used paper cups. Like this.
Well,
They just
right, with
put
a
you
string
put
on
these
it.
on your ears.
They're like
you know?
paper cups. It's like, oh, for water? No, this is for listening to music.
Well,
and they use string.
I don't think
I
you
totally
guys know
used
what
to
I'm
have one
talking
of those
about.
here, but I lost it.
I don't think
Oh, Brent, you cut
they
out.
weren't even.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. I don't think you guys realize what I'm talking about. The headphones I'm talking about, the sound just traveled through the tubes. It wasn't through a wire. There were these tubes that connected to the ear. I'm not kidding, actually. This is a real thing that was on the airplane. I'm not kidding. It was back when on the arm of the armrest, there was a dial you know, and it was an analog dial that you could switch to. I'm not kidding. This is not even a joke. This is real. But
It kind of can
there was
see
10
that.
channels.
It right. I kind of know what you're saying. Did they go over your head like this and then in your ear?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They were. They
I think I
went
know what you're
over-
talking about,
They
Brent.
went over your ears. They were, and the sound didn't travel through an electronic wire or whatever. The sound just traveled through a tube. The sound was coming from the armrest, I think.
Right.
I'm trying to look this up. Oh, I'm seeing him here. I got an image of it if you want to see it.
All right, I allowed you to share.
They kind of look like a stethoscope.
Yeah, that's what it was basically. And
Right.
the prong, it was a 2-prong thing, but it was a different kind of thing. It wasn't metal.
Right.
But yeah, I remember listening to stuff on there. I would listen to music, pop music of the time.
Sure. Yeah. They had 10 channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right,
anyway,
I'm gonna pull it up. We'll just take a look since we're here.
yeah, okay. And then
That's the guy, right?
well, yes. Okay, see those are the prongs. Yeah, well that's basically
See, look,
it.
there's
Those
the
are the prongs.
Plastic tubes and the
Well,
That's
I
exactly
bet there's
what-
metal in there, right?
But
No.
but by the way, that's not how the earpieces were. As I remember it, they were kind of more like they went over your ears, as I remember.
It really does look like a stethoscope. That'd be funny if you used those and when you turned on the radio, you could hear people's heartbeats, you know?
probably
Like that's
could.
a channel. That was a channel on
The sound was purely just going through the tube. That's all it was doing. Yeah. But, yeah, they used to hand those things out. Anyway, the airplane experience was very different back then. You know, even just the way that, even the way that the flight attendants were, they dressed differently. The whole thing was kind of different. Yeah. Although they kind of still keep that up with the international flights. I feel like, maybe other airlines. I guess Southwest is just a lot more casual. I guess. Well, anyway,
You guys want
I
to see
have one-
Bezos in the 90s while we're here?
what?
Bezos.
Let's take a look at Bezos in the 90s while we're here.
Huh. Wow, he does look kind of
in
different.
fact, he's just a guy. Figured out how to make a lot of money.
I'd be interested in watching that interview from 1999. So, did Amazon exist in 1999?
Yeah, I think it was
That's
just a couple
remember
years old.
when it first started, it was just books. There was a place to buy books.
Right.
I was for a while, actually. I mean, when we were in college, I would buy, the primary reason I went to Amazon was to buy books for college.
Interesting.
Well, I have another topic that we can get into that could be fun.
Yeah. Maybe we should interview the brothers just a little bit before we close out. Well, you can do that in the After Dark too. But
Oh yeah,
All right,
whatever.
Brent,
you
what
know?
else do you got, Brent?
Well, one last topic that I thought could be fun for us is trying to answer this question: are all babies cute, or are there? Yeah, it seems to me that all babies are cute. You know how you say, "Oh, well," for example, okay, you see someone's baby and you think, "Oh, that's a cute baby," but I think all babies are cute, right? Or are they not? That's the question.
I don't know
Oh.
if I agree with that.
So you think not all babies are cute?
Now, wait, are we allowed to say this that we all three of us became uncles for the first time?
That we all have a baby? All three of us have a baby now?
All three of us.
We all combined sperm to create one baby somehow.
No, Brent announced that last episode. So,
Oh yeah.
Brent, I think this is are you saying that not all babies are cute? I feel like this is a stand-up premise that has been touched on before.
I'm not saying that. I say that all babies are cute. I dare somebody to challenge that. Show me a picture of a baby that's not cute.
And I'll give you the man. I mean, I don't
Show
know
me
if
the
you-
baby, I give you the man.
I don't know.
Do you really want me to do that?
I'm referencing, Max.
Do you want me to do that Google image search? Because I will, and it's not going to be pretty, Brent.
I bet you I can find the beauty in whatever you find.
You can,
but-
but
Well,
there-
here's-
I mean,
here-
there's
let me
a
say this.
well-known
Let me say-
Seinfeld episode about it, and like
Yeah.
there's an ugly baby,
Yeah.
Well,
and they just
here's-
like
They
yeah.
never show the baby.
they never show the
actually.
baby, but
Well,
it's
I-
like
yeah,
the
Ugly.
idea
I've seen
there's-
babies that are a little uglier than others. I'll say that.
Well, here's the thing. Usually, if you look up ugly baby, I haven't done this yet, but if you do look that up, well, someone I knew did that, or I don't know. I think that the idea is when someone shows you a picture of an ugly baby, it's usually because the baby's making a face that makes them not look so great. You know, maybe they're crying or something like that. But if the baby wasn't
I got some doozies here, Brent.
really. Well, I'm just thinking they're probably making a face, you know. And it
Well-
doesn't, you can't pick somebody who has some kind of condition, you know, some medical condition either, you know.
Well, some of
I
these are
kinda-
Photoshop jokes, and some might have conditions, which of course, we don't count that. But
I think what Brent is trying to say also is that even if they might be unusual looking, because they're a baby, there's something cute about them anyway. You know?
Anything that's small like that and have these little tiny features, they're going to be cute, you know.
I'll tell you, this nephew of ours is so cute.
what about this one?
Well, again, the baby's sort of making a face right here.
Baby's-
Can you zoom in on that a little bit?
But that is kind of cute, actually. You know.
I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying, what about this one?
Looks like Rupert Murdoch or something.
Well, he's
I think
clearly making a. I think
babies
it's
look-
like
They
it's a
look like
shot.
Man, this what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
I think it's just. I think with the way the camera just shot it was just he was making a face and the lighting kind of cast itself on it in a certain way that made it look like kind of an older man kind of. You know?
You're right. He does resemble that of an older man, but the face of an older man to a degree. But I think it's just light. I mean, look, there's not sometimes
That's a cute one.
lighting and the face they're making. Yeah, like you're saying it.
It's like with
think-
celebrity. You know when they take a photo of a celebrity.
Let's see. Get in on this one.
I mean, these are just a Google search. All right, folks, don't look at me.
What I say? I
It
mean,
looks like the
He's
babies
cute.
you're showing are like British babies.
Oh, so you're racist against
No,
Birch.
I'm saying they're cute.
I don't think this baby is. I mean, I think this baby is cute.
Okay. Now, what's cute about it?
He has these kind of big cheeks, you know, and he's
Okay.
just kind of, you know, he's got these kind of ears sticking out. I mean, I don't know. You could just find. I think you can find the cuteness in anything. You know,
But do you
Nah,
think
he's cute. He's
He kind of looks like Alfred Hitchcock, actually.
he's like a little baby Hitchcock.
Alfred
you
looked
know?
like.
hello?
I don't know. Is anything else popping?
I mean, I don't know. It's a touchy subject, isn't it?
It is kind of a touchy
Also,
subject.
well, Brent, that's not correct.
I
That's not
mean-
real.
I think this doesn't. I think this is real.
No, the hands are.
No, look at
I
Those
think
little-
that's
not
real.
look
Little
real.
baby hands are wrinkly.
Maybe this is a bit touchy, eh?
Well, I think this baby is cute.
No, we're
you
finding
know?
the cuteness. This
I
looks
think
like
this-
me when I was a baby. I looked just like that.
I think it looks like Charles Lawton actually, but he looks, or he or she. I don't know.
I'll
it-
say-
That's
I'll
a
say
fun
this.
game.
The closer they are to their birth, maybe that's when they're. I mean, maybe they get cuter as the days go by.
Oh,
It's
well,
true. You're
that is
true.
also
Been
a
in
true
the
thing.
womb for 9 months.
actually,
Well, also
So
their
when they
face
first
gets
come
kind
out,
of
they're misshapen a little.
well,
yeah.
no, when they come out of the vagina,
the canal
they-
actually
they will-
squishes their face and
it
stuff.
squishes their face, and in the beginning, the face will be a little, you know, not. It will look a little weird, and then that's why kids who are born cesarean style, they'll look maybe cuter up front or up top sooner
Off
or
top.
whatever because they didn't get their face smashed through this thing, you know.
That's a funny game, or that's a fun game. You show a picture of a baby, and you try to
See what celebrity that is when
see-
they were
no,
a
not
baby.
see what celebrity is, but what celebrity does it look like to you? You know?
No, I
You-
think
and it's not
funner-
that celebrity though.
No, I think it's fun to guess who that celebrity is. Actually,
That's true.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could do that during After Dark. That could be kind of fun.
well, I have a you know why that they stopped using those tube headphones, right? On planes,
Why?
they all got their tubes tied. I don't know. I was trying to make a joke. I don't know.
I did write down a note that I do have a new idea for a brilliant new company. Business venture, another business venture.
Yeah.
And you know how they're singing telegrams?
Yeah.
Now, what if there was a roasting telegram? How fun would that be? Like if somebody
Hey,
showed up,
that's a great idea.
it's your birthday, Brent, and I order you a roasting telegram, and some guy shows up and he's like,
He
Brent,
looks like Jeff Ross.
I don't know. He looks like Jeff Ross, and he's like, I don't know how to roast, but he'll be like, Brent, your walls are so white. I don't know. He's just like roasting you, you know?
Well,
And
And then
you're
it's
white.
brought to you by Obezos.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah,
Brent? What's up? What's up, fool? You know, they're like,
It's a
they're
great
kinda
idea.
dating. Or like, what about a gangster telegram?
You know, these ideas you guys are mentioning on this podcast, I hope somebody doesn't steal them because they're good ideas.
Well, we every episode I think we should almost change the name of the podcast to the Idea Factory, because every episode is basically we just come up with great ideas, and I'm not even kidding. I mean, either not just great business ideas, but great sketch ideas too, I think. But
Plus, by the
I
way,
mean, this, yeah.
back to my idea. A singing telegram, or anytime somebody is singing at you and you're supposed to be like, like even if it's happy birthday, aren't you just like inside your mind? You're like, I can't wait for this to end. Like, I hate this. It's just so awkward. You're like, yay, that's
well, it
great.
depends on the kind of thing. I mean,
It's usually awkward, and everyone's looking at you and they're just singing something to you. And it's like, I've seen it, not to me recently, but I've seen it where it's like, here's a song just for you. And the person has to be like, okay, just kind of
It's kind
taking
of-
it. Like, this
yeah,
is
well, it's kind of
nice.
fun. I was with Trevor once, and at my friend Adam and Trevor, the three of us were together. You know, Trevor Ames, and it was Trevor's birthday, and we got him. There's this actor who was in a couple of the videos that we made, and we got him to come. We paid him to come and sing "Happy Birthday" to Trevor, and it was a funny surprise, and he came and sang "Happy Birthday" to him and stuff.
That
It was
sounds.
fun.
I would love to get a singing telegram as a surprise. You know,
You guys know that the Happy Birthday song was originally called "Good Morning to You" instead of "Happy Birthday to You,"
Really, how'd that go?
and it was like done for singing telegrams. Actually,
it went good,
good morning to you, good morning to you. I mean,
to
same thing, but good morning to you.
Really?
Hey, did you guys? Here's a bit
Really?
of trivia. You know the movie Clue, the movie. Do you know who plays the singing telegram that gets shot in that movie?
No clue.
Um, it's
It's
it's Jane. It was Jane
Whelan?
Wyland
from
from
the
the
Go-Go's.
Go-Go's.
Okay.
She's the basis of the Go-Go's.
Well, back to my idea.
There you go. I think that's
That's
cool.
pretty cool. She's
It's
like
a very
this
small role, you know.
cameo in there.
I
She
think it's a
also-
great idea, roasting telegrams.
That is a good idea.
I mean, I guess I'm in the mind. I mean, you guys like when somebody is singing at you and you have to like look at them singing, and you don't find that awkward.
But do you like being roasted though? And do you know people that like being roasted?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be hardcore. It'd be more funny. It's like
It'd be a funny thing, yeah.
it'd be just like a funny, unique thing instead of like, especially if somehow they film it. They have like a GoPro on their head. Then you got the video of it too.
I really think this could be a business, actually.
I thought of a new
Or
idea.
you know, how about this for another business? Paparazzi, but just for your friend on their birthday. They treats them like a celebrity. You're like, hey, let's go to lunch, and then at lunch, this paparazzi, they show up and they're taking photos. I mean, these ideas are
That's a really good idea.
Actually, no,
They're
Doug,
making
that
your
is
friend-
that's a thing already. Actually,
Oh, is it?
Oh, it's not.
yeah,
really?
no, it is. I was watching an interview with Ben Savage for some reason, and he said that I think for his wife or some friend of his, they like did this thing for their birthday where they treated them to like a red carpet treatment, and they had like people taking photographs and stuff, and it was like just a fun thing for their birthday.
I like the idea. What I think Doug was implying was that it almost makes it there. It looks
They
like the
follow you
paparazzi is
around.
kind of trying to hide and take pictures, but they're noticeable enough that the person would notice and stuff, right?
Right.
Mhm.
That's funny.
Who's
That's
Ben
funny.
Savage?
He's Fred Savage's brother.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he's
starred
in Boy Meets World.
Meets World.
Okay, I guess I never heard of that band.
Oh, you never
He's
heard of
also
his
in
band?
the movie Little Monsters. Did you ever watch that with Howie Mandel?
We talked.
Fred Savage?
Oh, we've talked about that, but I've never seen it. I've seen.
We
some
didn't talk
clips.
about it on the podcast. That was when we were writing, Doug. It was we brought that.
Oh,
up.
okay.
No, Ben Savage's band. That was the band Ben Savage Garden.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. So anyway, no, that's a really good idea. This hire paparazzi, to make the person feel like a celebrity.
That could be a band's name. It's Ben's Savage.
Here's an idea.
Oh wait,
by
I
the
have
way.
a flip real quick.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes a cop shows up and then they strip and then it's a strip tease?
Mhm.
What if a guy shows up only in a G-string and he's like, I'm your stripper, just kidding. And then he puts his cop uniform on. He's like, actually, I'm the cop.
And you're under arrest.
Yeah. And then they take you away in a cop car.
Well, that kind of reminds
And
me.
you go to jail. That's your birthday present.
Yeah.
Well, you know how there's those services where you can have somebody kidnap you.
Yeah, I think I've heard of this.
So that's
Really?
it's almost kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
How about
Yeah,
this?
Is it like they want the experience of like feeling?
Kidnap.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
What about this? You know how there's like the stripper hiding in a cake kind of a thing? What if like the stripper wasn't a real person, but it was a cake that looked like a stripper inside of the cake? Because the cake is usually not a real cake that the stripper's hiding in,
Right.
but the inside it was actually a cake that was formed like a stripper.
Well, here's an idea.
I think that would be cool.
Or just a real cake is in there and it just pops out of a cardboard.
Right, a real cake. Yeah, that'd be funny if it was a real cake that popped out of the fake
well, like
big cake.
it gets prepped with like music or something like that, and it pops out and it's just a cake.
Well, how about this idea? I mean, this probably exists maybe, but instead of a singing telegram or a roaster or whatever, what if just for people who are into this kind of thing, it's not something I would want, but people who like this kind of thing, you can just have a man or a woman come and flash their chest to the person. Hey, it's your happy birthday. Hey, I heard it's your birthday. And they show the woman shows someone their breasts if they like that kind of thing, or a man take off his shirt and shows off his thing just briefly, and then that's it. It's just a flash, and then they leave. It's almost like a mini strip tease or something like that they could just do at the door.
Brent told me
I don't know about that. How it's not such an original twist on.
Well,
But then there's cake on their chest, and you
Okay,
can
now
eat
you're
it off their chest.
Well, no, with the woman, they show a flash of their chest, but then with the man, they show a flash of the penis.
I was
like
just thinking it was a shirt thing, but yeah, okay.
Well, that reminds me of something I mentioned last night to Brent. He's like, "Oh, you should mention it on the podcast." I came up with this idea for like, how women were, back in the day, they'd wear a corset and it would accentuate their boobs. What if you had that for a man, but like it accentuated their penis, so it made their penis look bigger? So kind of like it like pressed down on like the pelvic region, so like it pushed the penis out to look longer, kind of, or something.
It's a funny, really good idea. A corset for men.
Yeah. I mean, it also makes their obviously supposed to make their
That's
waist.
funny
look
because
thinner,
it would
but-
like be tight on them,
I mean, a corset is not really meant to make
No,
your
it's
breasts
supposed
look
to
big.
make it's supposed to make their waist look thinner.
Yeah,
obviously,
it's supposed to
but-
make the waist look small.
But they also had, it would push their boobs up to make them look bigger. And I thought, it'd be funny.
What do you
have
think of that, Doug?
kind of thing?
I like it. I mean, I feel like there are easier ways to do that. Probably just
Penile injections.
just putting some stuffing down there, or
Right, but I think it would be a funny look to get like this corset thing that kind of pushed down
Oh, so
on
like
the
when
penis.
if somebody takes your pants off, you have a sexy penisette down there,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
and
A
it's like
peasette.
pushing it
Peasette.
out, and the
Oh, peas.
balls are kind of like wrapped in almost like a bra, and you can kind of see the top of the globes of those things. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a funny idea. Bras for
bras
balls.
for balls.
Bras for balls.
Yeah.
Bras for balls.
That's a great name
idea.
for it.
I
Bras
mean,
for balls.
You know how women have like
It's for people that it's for guys who have like long saggy balls, you know.
Yeah.
Bras
Well,
for-
yeah,
what
they're
if,
feeling they're like getting exhausted during the day and they're like, I need support, you know.
what if there was plastic surgery to make the penis go below the balls, and then the balls can be having a bra, and then the penis can be covered in a like a panties or something. You know what I mean?
How about this?
You
If
picture
you're-
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
So
So
if
the
you-
balls are
right.
on top, and they're in a big bra. They're like popping out. You know, they're looking sexy, and then below that is sort of like a Speedo for just the penis.
How
Yes,
about
Brent.
this? I mean, if we're going plastic surgery, what about an operation that just transplants the balls to your chest? So, and then you could just sort of, have cleavage. Men can have cleavage,
my
but it's
God, that's so.
But it's
gross.
just the balls.
it's the balls on their chest.
just like one ball on each side.
No,
No, it would be like
balls are
in the
together.
middle.
The balls are together, but they're just
Oh,
in the chest.
And then people would be like, "Oh, he clearly had work done." You know,
Right.
those are fake.
Right.
Those
I
are
think he had
definitely-
work done.
It's funny because then you could sort of show them off, and you could wear a bra with it, and then people can maybe they're staring at your balls, and you can think, "My eyes are here."
Yeah.
Excuse
Well-
me, my eyes are not down there; they're up here.
Another idea with that. What if they could put nipples on your balls down below? So each ball had a nipple too. To tease.
Well, how about this? What if you had this? What if you transplanted a nipple to the tip of your penis so that when semen came out of it or whatever, even urine, it looked like it was milking. Milk was coming out of a nipple. You know what I mean?
God,
Well, yeah,
wouldn't that? I mean, this
That'd
is such a.
What if you had that
It's like
a
what if-
nipple on the top of your penis on the hole, and so every time you went pee, you like opened it up, and then it'd be easy. Like if you were a leaker, you could just close it up. You know, you could just put the stopper on that.
It's like assuming it's like saying like a baby would be penis fed instead of breastfed. You know.
Mm. Or someone who's into some kind of fetish thing and they want to drink semen, they want to be a baby. It can make it. They could feel like
Yeah.
a baby and get their semen too.
Yeah, because that's a thing where like people dress up as babies and like have, bottles like a nipple thing. Anyway,
Okay, well, that's the show. Thanks for being on the show. I guess we should wrap it up kind of soon, but
Yeah.
there's a couple questions that came in. If you guys want to answer those real quick.
sure.
Shemp and
Yeah.
Jack Flash wants to know who got in the most trouble and for what. I guess maybe that's between you two, or maybe you two and Brent.
I mean,
I don't know.
Oh,
We didn't
we
really
were-
get
we-
in trouble.
we
you
were
know.
good boys.
We were
our
good
sister
boys.
was the one who got into trouble.
Yeah, our
but
sister's
that's
the one who
another
got in trouble.
thing.
Yeah, but
mean,
of the three of you, somebody must have gotten the most trouble, even if it's
Well,
not
let's
really.
just say between Max and Nicky.
I mean, I did one time. I kind of was just being kind of cheeky that I thought, like to my teacher, because she was doing that with other students, it seemed like, and she assumed I was insulting her, even though I wasn't even saying something directly to her, and she like sent me to the office once. And then I explained it to them. I was like, I didn't mean it like that, and they didn't like do anything anyway.
I think he meant it meant with your parents more, right? Or maybe not.
No, not
Wasn't it-
necessarily. I don't think
wasn't it-
that's it's just a
No,
general.
I don't think that's the.
Yeah,
don't
I
think-
mean, but between the two of you, did one get in more trouble than the other? I don't think so, right?
Oh, we were good.
I don't know.
boys.
I mean, when we were really young, I don't know. I remember like carving our names into the walls. I guess we kind of got in trouble for that, right?
No, but
I
one or
think
the
they mean
other.
I think they mean trouble for, doing something really kind of bad.
It just.
I don't know. We didn't do bad things really.
The question is kind of the answer is sort of NA.
Yeah,
No,
and
okay,
N/A.
pass. Here's another
NA.
question. A similar question. Do you all beat each other up and bully each other psychologically? Currently in the past?
Well, we did certainly fight. Actually, me and Max fought a lot when we were kids.
See, there you go. You're doing bad stuff right there.
Really physically, actually. I mean,
About what?
over
Over
who
who
got
got the
control of the
remote
remote
control
control
for
for
the
the TV,
TV?
or
You
like
would hurt
very
each
petty
other over
things.
that?
You guys wanted to watch different stuff?
No, we just want to control.
Oh. Now, what would
Um,
you want to watch, Nikki? That say Max wouldn't want to watch.
I don't know. We probably ended up wanting to watch the same thing, right, Max?
They just wanted to control.
They should have just given you two. Just got a duplicate remote, and you can both be like.
Or who got the best seat on the couch? You know?
Right. Who had the kind
You
of?
would physically fight over that?
Well, it would escalate.
It would escalate.
Wow, that's
And-
interesting.
You know, we did dangerous things. I once threw a hockey stick at Max's face. Max once took a drumstick and started choking me with the drumstick.
Oh
No,
my
that was
God.
really dangerous. That
A
was like
KFC
God.
drumstick, or just like for a drum kit.
Yeah, the only way I got out of it was I bit the chicken. You know,
No, it
I had to
was-
bite myself
You,
away.
you
out
had to,
of
you
it.
had to eat your way
I had
out
to
of
eat
it.
my
You had to eat your
way
way
out of it.
no. I mean, it was
There
from
was
a
a-
drum set.
It was a drum set, drumstick.
And-
It was a boneless chicken tender.
I did get in trouble. I mean, I got grounded for that because that was dangerous. I mean, that could have.
That's hardcore.
That was really
man. I didn't know
hardcore.
you-
Actually,
I
I could
didn't
have.
know you did
I mean,
that.
something bad could have really happened to Nikki on that one.
But you know,
But once I think we stopped fighting after middle school. I don't think we ever physically fought again. Actually, after that.
It was all just purely sexual after that.
well, I remember. Yeah, it's
Louise.
okay. That's a little weird.
So,
I mean, we argue though. You know,
we still argue. You know.
you just said the exact same thing as
No,
me.
you don't. I start arguing.
All right, good, easy. Next question.
All right. Well, that's I only posted this on the Discord like a couple hours ago. I forgot to
Oh, really?
tip off the Discorders.
Did you have any interview questions?
I guess I do, but
I don't know.
you guys seem like such professional performers. What would you guys like to do? I probably might have asked you on this last podcast, but what are you guys aiming for?
Well,
Well,
lots
my-
of things.
My biggest dream is to put my musical on Broadway. That's like my biggest dream.
That's one of my dreams. But as
In
a
downtown-
duo
in
act,
Broadway in downtown Los Angeles.
So, Max, you have your own musical, and Nikki's not involved with that.
I
No,
am
he
involved
is.
with
He
it.
plays one of the characters in it.
Yeah, we put it up in 2013 in San Francisco. I played the devil, and I directed it actually.
Right, and I think I might try and put it on again on off Broadway, sometime next year. But
and I wrote a musical.
I would
that-
like it for it to be on Broadway.
I wrote a musical that we put on in San Francisco in 2013, and Max was the conductor for it, actually. But truth be told, is as a duo act, one of our biggest dreams is to have our own 60s style variety show on television. You know, where it's not
like
just
like a Carol Burnett type of thing.
but not just Cara Burnett. There's like a good amount of music involved too. You know, where
well, Carol Burnett had music,
I know, but it's not just focused on comedy. There's comedy in it, but there's also music and choreography and things like that. You know, dance numbers. More like the Andy Williams show or some of these Dean Martin specials or something like that. You know.
Yes, Brent.
I just had a quick thought. You know how there's off Broadway and off Broadway? How about post Broadway? Just think about it.
How about on Broadway?
Do you know the distinction between off Broadway and off Broadway and Broadway?
No,
Well-
please tell us that.
I mean, it's just a capacity thing, actually. Basically, it's like under 100 seats is off Broadway, and off Broadway is like I think 100 to 500 seats or something like that.
Oh, so it doesn't have to literally be on the street of Broadway,
No,
be a Broadway show.
no.
Right.
Oh, because I was thinking of some loopholes. You could go way north on Broadway or like way down out of the theater area and be like, I got a Broadway show.
You could,
Just like have it
Well,
as
actually,
in fact,
There is at the Lincoln Center there's a theater in the Lincoln Center that is considered part of Broadway, and that's in Columbus Circle, actually.
well, Doug,
think.
actually, when we first moved
around
to New
there?
York, we put on a variety show, and it was one block away from Phantom of the Opera, and we were like, you know, We're right next door to Phantom of the Opera.
We're off Broadway.
Yeah.
Well, Phantom of the Opera is not on Broadway. Actually, it's on like 42nd, 44th, or something like that.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, anyway, all right. Yeah. Well, okay.
There's also there are theaters that are established as Broadway theaters too, that have just a history behind them.
But yeah, the answer is we would
Variety
like
show.
to have our own 60s style variety show. But I want our band to be an internationally touring band eventually. That'd be cool. So
Yeah.
I want to do a lot of things.
Why don't you guys plug what you do so people can, look it up and check it out? And
Well, there's one thing we want to plug big time, and that's an upcoming show in New York City.
It's on October 6th.
Wednesday, October 6th. It's at Union Hall, and it's a solo 2-man show. And there's going to be some stand-up comedy. There's going to be some heartfelt songs. There's going to be choreography and some extraordinary whistling, all performed by Max and Nicky. And it's going to be like a 60s style variety show featuring Max and Nicky and only Max and Nicky.
And it's not. Oh, so you're gonna do different? Are you gonna do costume changes?
We might, yeah.
Are you gonna? Who whistles? Or both of you?
We both do, yeah.
We both whistle.
Do you whistle like this, or any other style?
Oh, yeah, like that. I mean, I know you're saying there's some other styles. Sometimes people do like this. I can't do it, but they kind of do this kind of.
I can do that one.
Yeah. Oh, you could do it. Yeah, I can't do that one. Or they can, people do the fingers in the mouth kind of thing too.
But you can get tickets for that show at unionhallny.com, I believe. Or just go to maxandnicky.com.
And then how many people does that seat?
So I think
it's about 100 seats.
So
No,
that's
something
off.
Like that.
What's that?
Would that be off Broadway?
It would be.
Well, I don't even know if it's
in Brooklyn.
It's in Brooklyn.
But
It's
No,
on
that's
Brooklyn.
off. That's way off Broadway.
Yeah,
It's way off
although
Broadway.
I think I don't know how the distinctions work, like to get the distinction of those things, because I think there are some theaters that in Brooklyn that are considered off Broadway actually.
Yeah,
even
maybe
though
you could
they're
just
not
call
in.
it that. No one. What are they gonna do?
They can't do nothing.
The Broadway cops are gonna bust you. They can't do nothing.
Broderick.
But if you guys want to see what we truly are about, you come to that show,
That's going to be popping, as Brent would say.
Papa.
Well, and I can vouch because I played with you guys last night, and it's always extremely entertaining and
Well, thank you.
wonderful,
Thank you.
wonderful performance.
Well, thank you.
Professional.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's wrap up the show. We'd like to thank our Poundcast squad. We're talking about Jackie Montana, Chloe Bonilla, and she was at the show last night. It was great to see her.
Nice to see her.
And El Bircho, Jack Birch, L.Bircho on social media. And they help us out with the episodes and some of the editing and stuff. We would also like to thank LouisvilleVeganFoods.com. Use the code word Poundcast for 20% off. And that's probably about it, right, Brent? Come to our show if you're in LA, September 25th. Brent and I guess, are doing.
I think the show might have happened already, actually.
Oh,
I mean, by the time this episode comes out, I think.
September 25th. I don't know. Well, wait, actually, you're right. That's coming up.
No, because we already recorded.
Go
episode
back in
that-
time.
Yeah.
If or maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, have a great week, everybody. Have a great life, and we'll see you after dark. We're going to keep talking to Max and Nicky. If you want to listen to that, you got to go patreon.com/poundcast. You can keep listening to this immediately, and you could support us, and you'll feel great.
And it's
we're about to
Papa.
get dark. Peace.
Doug and Brent, talking to each other. Doug and Brent, what will they talk about today? Doug and Brent are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends. And Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast.